Hey guys, my name is Pratham. I am the co-founder and CEO of Zell Education. At Zell, we train candidates under various qualifications, specifically in the field of finance. And one of the most popular qualifications for us has been ACCA. So this video is going to be on what to do after CA and whether ACCA is the right option for you or not. So getting into this video quickly, I'm gonna break it down for two kinds of people. One are the ones who are pursuing CA, and then there are the ones who've completed CA. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So the first part will be for those who are actually yet pursuing CA. So let's assume that you've just given your foundation level. If you've given your foundation level and you're planning on continuing with CA, then don't touch ACCA right now. If after foundation level you've decided to scrap CA and you're looking for a different alternative, then ACCA makes a lot of sense for you because you essentially are going to get a very similar outcome whether you had finished ACCA or CA. Now, if you are at the IPCC level, right? First, let's assume you've cleared IPCC. If you've cleared IPCC, it is the best time for you to start ACCA for various reasons. Number one, as soon as your IPCC is complete, you're going to be pursuing your articleship. Now, articleship is going to stretch for almost 3 years. In those 3 years, it can take you just 1.5 years to complete full ACCA. So before you even start studying for your final CA, you pursue ACCA because if you've completed IPCC and hopefully your BCom as well, you get 6 exemptions in ACCA out of 13 exams, which means you give only 7 papers, and 7 papers in ACCA you can easily, comfortably give in a year and a half. Also, what you studied in IPCC will overlap with what you're going to study in ACCA. And when you reach the final level of ACCA, which is going to be in your articleship, you're going to cover a few things which are going to be overlapping in your final CA. So you study essentially one big subject and you give 2 exams and clear. So if you have completed IPCC and you're thinking of ACCA, I feel it's the best time. Your articleship experience will count even in your ACCA experience. So it's literally studying for one thing but getting 2 qualifications. That's what I would suggest if you completed IPCC. If you have not completed IPCC and you're struggling and you're deciding to leave CA, again, it makes a lot of sense to sort of continue with ACCA because your whatever exams you've given in IPCC and whichever exams you've cleared, there is most likely an exemption, a corresponding exemption. So, for example, if you've cleared, let's say, the tax subject in IPCC, but not cleared the group or not cleared IPCC, but you've cleared tax, you will get a tax exemption in ACCA. Similarly, if you've cleared audit in IPCC, but not finished the whole group, you will still get an audit exemption in ACCA. So, while it's not as easy as just shifting if you've cleared IPCC, if you're deciding on taking a pause or not continuing with IPCC, you have an opportunity to make a shift and start with some exemptions. If you're deciding to continue CA, I would suggest full focus on IPCC, clear the exams, and then think of completing ACCA side by side. And finally, what happens if you are in the middle of completing your final CA? So guys, I would suggest look, it depends on how many attempts you've already appeared for and you've not cleared. If it's been just 1 or 2 attempts, give your final CA last attempt and then you can shift to ACCA completely. However, we've had people who've given 5-6 attempts, so that's 3+ years of their lives just giving the final CA attempt. If you are stuck over there, right, the biggest sort of mind trap for you is that you've spent the last 7-8 years in CA, you don't want to leave it at the final level. But because you're not able to clear it, your entire career is at a halt. So we have a lot of people who struggle over here. The right way to address this is, guys, if you've given enough attempts, right? Like I said, at the IPCC level alone, you get 6 exemptions. In any of your attempts of final CA, okay, if you have scored at least passed in any of the attempts, if you've passed subjects which are either financial reporting, financial management, or costing, any one or more, you get a corresponding exemption in ACCA for those. So, hypothetically, in your so many attempts of final CA, if you've cleared at least once, you've cleared financial reporting and financial management, you get the IPCC 6 exemptions plus these 2 exemptions, and you can start ACCA. Now, because when you shift to ACCA and you start, you have to give only 4 papers, 5 papers, depending on how many exemptions you have. Those 4-5 papers of ACCA will only take you 6 months to complete. I would suggest take a pause on CA, finish ACCA quickly, and then once your career is back on track, you can go back and complete your CA. So you don't feel that you've wasted the last so many years of your life. That being said, it's a little difficult for students to actually halt CA and shift, but the ones who've done it are actually moving ahead more practically. Practically they're moving ahead more than the ones who are still struggling with their same old CA exam. So this was what to do. How should you pursue and how to pursue ACCA during your CA. Finally, the second part of the entire video is, what if you're a qualified CA, right? You must have just cleared, you have years of experience, and you want to pursue ACCA for various reasons. You want an international qualification because you want to now travel overseas. So I have friends who, after doing CA, they wanted to shift to either Canada or Singapore. Personal friends I am, and they knew that now because they finished CA, out of 13 ACCA exams, they only have to give 4. So giving 4 exams takes 6 months, like I was saying, right? So along with their work, they give these exams in 6 months, they get their ACCA membership, and now they're qualified to basically go to other countries to work where maybe CAs were having a more difficult time. So if you have plans on going to, let's say, Dubai or Singapore or Australia, or like I already said, Canada, UK, if your CA qualification is not helping you get there, ACCA will basically make that jump easier. Now let's say, besides going overseas, what else? You need to have a dual qualification. Along with CA, you're competing with others who have CAs, who have a CA qualification. You need an additional qualification. Again, a lot of people do it to basically increase their, strengthen their profile. And the final reason that you actually do study ACCA is the knowledge that ACCA gives, which is slightly different in some subjects than CA, such as IFRS, such as there is a business paper in ACCA called Strategic Business Leader. So a lot of people who genuinely want to expand their knowledge horizon, they pursue ACCA post CA. So how do you go about with that? Now that's the simplest thing. At the risk of repeating myself, right? If you've cleared CA, you get 9 exemptions from ACCA, which means you only have to give 4 papers. 6 months, finish it. In 2 quarters, give 2 exams. A lot of your past knowledge will be helpful, but do not make the mistake of assuming that if you've cleared CA, ACCA you'll clear as well, because the approach to studying for these exams is quite different. So I've seen these, CA, qualified CA with a few years of experience, they sign up for an ACCA exam, they don't touch the book because they have enough experience, right? They're really senior people, and they directly go to the exam hall, give the exam, and they genuinely have an unfavorable result. So as long as you are aware, self-aware enough that, okay, I can pursue ACCA, but the way I have to study is a little different from CA. I can't assume what I studied in CA will basically be all that's required to pass ACCA. If that much of awareness you have and you take it seriously, clearing ACCA post CA is one of the easiest steps you can take towards your academic career, because it's 6 months, it's not that hard, it overlaps a lot with your previous studies. And that's about it. Your experience of your articleship will count. You are directly at a member level, you can directly become a member post completing these 4 exams of ACCA. So yeah, here it is. It's what to do during and what to do if you're a complete member. I hope some part of this video has helped you, and if it has, please let us know exactly how it helped you in the comment section. Thank you. So guys, wait, before you leave, I'm going to leave you all with the same old. Do you know what the difference between you and a successful version of you is? The successful version of you would not miss out on subscribing to this channel today.